We had the Christmas party thing where you go do the Christmas party for the, wife's office thing. But as always, after a little bit of drinking, I find myself being too honest. And so by the end of it, I'm telling stories about my anxiety and my nut house trip, which is a common good one I like to pull out, about really getting into the details about things like our personal life and fights we've been in and revealing things that are uncomfortable.
Generally just complete strangers to you.
Oh, yeah. We were sitting around and so the party had happened. And towards the end of the party, they're like, oh, let's go out and let's make s'mores. Anybody that wants to hang out here any longer, officially you can go. Don't feel like you have to stay. But we'll go sit around the fire and make s'mores. And we'll pass around some bottles of wine and it'll be nice and everybody's cool. By the end of it, I'm like Captain Morgan. I'm standing up with my foot around the fire pit, my hands on my hips. And I'm telling stories and I'm talking about how every personal detail you can imagine, vicious fights. And then I'm pointing at people and telling people, I said at some point, I pointed at a lady and I said, you got kids? And she's like, I got kids. I was like, one. She said two. I said, you got one boy, one girl, two boys, two girls, one girl, one boy. I said, what do you got? I gave her all the options. And she's like, well, I got two boys. I said, did you want them?
One of them's a dragon.
And then I got I got this look though, because I was like, are you happy that you got boys? Because I was basically asking her, were you disappointed by the gender of your children? And then apparently I said to the dad like 5 times, were you happy with the boys? Were you happy with the boys? Were you happy with the boys?
Right.
And at some point somebody cut me off and said, hey, you gotta stop talking to these people. I generally made your wife very uncomfortable.
Sitting there and watching you do this?
She did. I think she didn't quite, the Kraken had been unleashed and wasn't quite sure how to put the Kraken back in the box. So it was some laughter, some uncomfortable laughter, some real genuine laughter, and then some moments of please stop kind of sprinkled in throughout the, course of the thing.
This seems to be a trend of yours though. Anytime you go out with a family function, you tend to,
what's that?
You tend to rabble rouse.
Oh, I'm a big rabble rouser. It's what I do. It's part of what I do. And, it got crazy. It got a little weird.
Any Satan or North Korean?
I didn't do Hell Satan. I didn't do any Hell Satan. I got into a discussion about, metal hangers versus plastic hangers. That was my big,
riveting.
So well, hold on. Okay. You son of a bitch. I have this theory when I go into social functions where you find a thing that you can repeat to like 400 people so that you, for every small encounter that you have, because you have a bunch of them, you have a way to kind of get into the in and out quickly.
That way Monday morning when they're all back at work, they're like, do you remember what's her name's husband? Did he talk to you about wired hangers? Yeah, he talked to me about wire hangers. That guy really has a wire hanger thing.
Well, my thing is, I believe that the genders see hangers differently. I believe that men are wire hanger people. And then I believe that females are plastic hanger people. And I've never understood the plastic hanger people because there's no other functionality that it serves. You can't do anything else with it. Whereas a metal hanger is essentially a Swiss Army knife. You can undo it, undo locks. You can cook like hot dogs on it. You can you can make it heated up and brand yourself with it if you were so inclined to do a design.
Yeah.
Lots of different things you can do and use it as a hanger. It's like got 7 uses in one. And it's just like you can do nothing else with a plastic hanger, and they take up more space in the closet. Why, do you disagree? Are you plastic hanger fucker? Are you serious?
Yeah, I am a plastic hanger guy, and but the idea that like that micrometer of space the coat hanger takes up is making a large difference in your life.
It's not a micrometer, dude. It's like it's like a 1/4 inch in
yeah, but you're putting
thickness.
The same size clothes on both of them, I assume. The clothes is what takes up the space.
That hanger makes a difference, man, because you can butt the wire hangers really up against each other. Whereas you have these 1/4 inch of gaps that you have with the plastic hanger.
And you're leaving out an entire option, too. You never even brought up wooden hangers.
No. What are you, Dutch? What the fuck was that? What the fuck are you talking about?
High-end coat hangers.
Wooden hangers. No, it's all either metal or plastic.
What about hybrid ones? Like the ones that are metal and
hybrids.
Wood.
I don't count any of those. I'm just strictly talking about what 90% of people have. And here's what I realized, though.
People know.
Because very few people are carrying Dutch wooden hangers. Okay, very few people. But the thing is, like I was saying, I found it interesting because I really did uncover why plastic hanger people are plastic hanger people. There's a reason behind it, I guess.
Okay.
Do you have a reason? I'm going to see, because you said you're a plastic hanger person. Do you have a reason you support the plastic hanger?
They don't crease the edges of your clothing as much, and
they color
coordinate. Color coordinate.
That was fucking it right there. The first thing you said. That's what everyone was saying. And I went, have we become so feminized as a culture that we look at, the little bitty, like, who has ever even seen, how do you even, like, when you put the shirt on, you see a crease? What are you, out of your mind? No one sees a little
people
thing
see
on the
it.
thing.
You're just oblivious to life. Like, you don't recognize a lot of, like, you drove around on a flat tire for a week without knowing it. You're oblivious to the little details.
It doesn't matter because, and I'm going to apologize, I rarely do this, but I'm eating chili while I'm talking to you because we had a window that we had to fit this in. So unfortunately, there's going to be mouth noises.
That's also lunchtime.
Yeah, lunchtime and podcast time fell in the same gap. I thought you were going to talk longer, so I went to put too big of a scoop of chili in my mouth. All right. So the thing is, though,
train wreck.
It's not a train wreck. The thing is that no one sees these creases, and it's very insane to me that people would get, because you can get literally metal coat hangers for free, 1 million of them. People just give those things away, and yet you'd rather pay $5, $10, $20 for like a big stack of plastic coat hangers. It is both financially a poor decision and functionally a poor decision because, again, there's nothing else you can do with it. How do you make s'mores in a home where there is no metal coat hangers?
Is that
how do you make hot dogs?
Is this where it stems from? Y'all went to make s'mores and there were no metal hangers?
Well, that's what started my debate. Was that they were like, we need to, let's go make, and then they realized, oh my God, we cannot make s'mores without a metal coat hanger. And then I started going, that's because all you assholes have pretty much made the greatest thing ever extinct. Because you want you cannot make a hot dog on a plastic coat hanger. It's impossible.
You can. Should not recommended.
You can't, how are you going to even, there's no way to, what are you going to bend it like in a C shape over the top of the.
You don't bend anything. You just cut off the straight part.
I don't know.
How do you make a metal hangered hot dog asparagus?
You untwist the top part, then you straighten it out, and then that little part that you just undid it's actually pretty good because it has a little bit of a kind of a few up and down curves in it, and that holds onto the dog. So you slide the dog right over that.
Hot dog cooking apparatus?
Yes, I do have a 6 foot long hot dog cooking apparatus, as you said. Yes, I do. It's it's a great tool because then you're farther away from the fire. And you're sitting there, you cook your dog, you put it on, then you use the same coat hanger, you cook your s'more. It's really a great thing. And if we're going to make America great again, we've got to bring back metal coat hangers. And we need to get away from this new feminized society of plastic coat hangers. Metal all the way. It's great. It's a great thing. So that was pretty much one of my points of conversation last night at the Christmas party. Second point of conversation was also, I'm going to say, pretty good. And it was about, and I've never thought about this before until last night. We were talking about at some point, our generation and a little bit older, like if you're 30 plus, at some point you were as a child, you had a nightmare or you had a scare or there was a bump in the night and your dad would come check on people. You come check in the night. And 90% of the time, dads were rocking the whitey tighties. and the kind of briefs, not briefs, briefs underwear. They were rocking the Superman pants, and they would just walk through the house checking on their kids with just the Superman pants on. And I was going, did your dad do that? Did your dad do it? Next thing I realized, everyone's dad did that.
Oh.
How inappropriate was that?
What? Why is that inappropriate?
Why couldn't your dad put some sleep? Like in this day and age, any dad chicks and their kids are going to put the sleep pants on. They're going to put a shirt on. That day and age, they would just go full out in their undies. No shirt, no boxers, because they were wearing the briefs. And they would just check on the situation. Sometimes with like a bat or a gun in their hand.
None of those experiences, but I don't understand. I don't know. I'm tired, and I don't know why you're arguing these points with random strangers at probably an otherwise very pleasant event.
Well, I don't know. It may not have been, because I was sitting here sullying it with these conversations. As a matter of fact, there was someone who I know left the circle of fire because I at some point started making jokes about lubricant. And that is when I knew I had probably crossed a line. Because someone really, like, literally just got up and went away. And I went, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because I went on about a 5-minute tear of lube jokes.
What kind of feminist country do we live in where we use lube? What the fuck?
Well,
my dad never used lube. That's inappropriate.
Maybe you have a point. But yeah, so that was and then we were just basically up from that point on until 3 in the morning is when we went to the Denny's. Uncomfortable conversation continued there, and then we ended up wrapping it up. And this morning,
the whole Christmas party went to Denny's?
No, just the little crew I had ridden out with in the vehicle. And then we know each other quite well, but even with this group of people who we know well, there was some point when my wife was like, this morning, she was like, you don't have to reveal every personal detail about us to everyone. You don't have to do that.
You should.
And my defense was they were laughing.
My asshole. You have to see it. It's an incredible mole. It's huge.